Hey, what's going on guys, my name's Raf, and welcome back to my Ash Ketchum What If series, discussing events that didn't come to life in the Pokémon anime. Last time we spoke about what if Ash Ketchum actually got married to Serena. Today's topic is going to be discussing what if Ash Ketchum actually battled and potentially caught Ho-Oh in the Pokémon anime. Don't forget to leave this video a like to show your support. I'll be sure to bring out my next video shortly. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't ready to keep up to date, and without further ado, let's begin. Ho-Oh is an iconic Pokemon for many reasons. Besides being legendary, this omnipotent Pokemon has appeared multiple times in the Pokemon anime and weighs a great importance on Ash Ketchum. Let's start off by looking at examples of when Ash has encountered Ho-Oh across his Pokemon journey. In the very first episode of the Pokemon anime, Ash and Pikachu both saw Ho-Oh in the sky flying over a rainbow. At this time, the Pokédex was unable to reveal any information about this Pokemon. In fact, the gold-coloured version of Ho-Oh was an early concept of this Pokemon, as like the other Generation 2 Pokemon at the time were not fully developed. In episode 273, Gotta Catch You Later, after they parted ways with Brock and Misty, Ash and Pikachu both saw Ho-Oh flying in the sky, which inspired him to go to the Hoenn region. In episode 178 of the AG series, Battling the Enemy Within, Ash sees Ho-Oh for the third time, which then inspired him to challenge and defeat Brandon at the Battle Frontier. In episode 136 of Pokemon Journeys, this could be the start of something big, Ash, Pikachu and Go encounter Ho-Oh while riding on Lugia. There have been other occasions where other trainers too have encountered Ho-Oh during their time in the Pokemon anime, such as May in the AG series and Jay in Pokemon Journeys. Due to the rarity of this Pokemon, there have also been incidences where Professor Oak and Morty both denied believing that Ash had seen the legendary Pokemon. So why is Ho-Oh so important to Ash? Various Pokédex entries state that the Pokemon reveals itself to a pure-hearted trainer by shining its bright rainbow-coloured wings. And this is in fact true, especially how we saw Ho-Oh reveal itself to Ash in Pokemon Journeys, even looking at him in the eye. Besides being based on the Feng Huang, an immortal phoenix, it is said that Ho-Oh is a symbol of fortune and friendship, and will bestow happiness to anyone who simply glimpses it. This makes so much sense in relation to Ash's character, as we've seen how much he has developed across his journey, alongside how kind, caring and supportive he is to other trainers and Pokemon in general. But let's now talk about the rainbow and its significance, especially with Ash. Being closely based on a rainbow, Ho-Oh holds a much deeper meaning to Ash Ketchum. In an interview with Animedia, Pokemon director Kiniko Huyama made comments about the significance of the rainbow and how it relates heavily to Ash's goal of becoming a Pokemon Master. The rainbow is incredibly symbolic to Ash and his character, showing that even though he may not always be there, he is always striving towards it. This can all relate back to Ho-Oh as well, as Ash saw the Pokemon on the first day of travelling. Even in the final episode of Pokemon Journeys, Ash saw a rainbow appear before setting out on his new journey, once again signifying how he is aiming towards his goals. I also secretly believe Ho-Oh was here nearby, or was meant to appear in this segment, because if we think logically, Ho-Oh is the rainbow. And relating to the director's comments and how we've also seen Ash chase Ho-Oh and the rainbow in the Psycho Everyday Diamond and Pearl opening, it all adds up to the plot and culmination of Ash's journey. Let's now discuss how Ash could catch Ho-Oh. For a Pokemon with this caliber of strength, I reckon Ash is definitely going to need to bring his army of strongest Pokemon to battle it. I probably reckon Charizard, Infernape, Sceptile, Greninja, Solgaleo and Pikachu can handle the battle pretty well against Ho-Oh. If Ash did get the Master Ball, then that would probably be the safest bet. I mean, I'm acting like this brother can handle the Pokemon, but oh well, you never know. I'm just trying to be hopeful at this point. Alternatively, if there was a 1 in a billion chance that Ash could befriend Ho-Oh, then maybe that's another way how he could catch the Pokemon. Even though it would be the most bizarre and broken aspect to come out of the Pokemon anime, overruling Tobias and his Pokemon, then I reckon it could be a good cause. Relating to Ash gaining Ho-Oh's trust, again, everything he's accomplished on his journey. Finally, I want to conclude on a small segment of the fanfiction episode that I'm writing, relating to how Ash could have encountered Ho-Oh again and battled it. This is only going to be a small section of the full fanfiction I'm writing, so apologies in advance, but you're going to have to wait a little longer. But I'll keep you posted when the full version is out. Let's jump straight into it. Before I begin, the details I'll be discussing are 100% fanfiction. We pick off from where Ash tells Pikachu about how he is still aiming to become a Pokemon Master. As the rain subsides and the clouds clear, Ash and Pikachu begin to walk towards a newly formed rainbow. Ash and Pikachu both smile in amazement, and Ash tells Pikachu how it's like the rainbow that he saw on the very first day together. Suddenly a series of sparkles appear, and before being able to say its name, Ash sees Ho-Oh fly in front of the rainbow. Ash and Pikachu are both shocked as they recall seeing Ho-Oh not too long ago. Ho-Oh then swoops down in front of Ash, staring at him in the eye. Ash focuses on Ho-Oh, anticipating that it could commence a battle, but instead, it ends up dropping a rainbow wing. Ho-Oh then flies away. Ash picks up the rainbow wing and notices how radiant it is. He then tells Pikachu that he's glad that he got to meet Ho-Oh again, and asks his buddy if they would be ready to continue their journey. Both end up running towards the rainbow. The next day, we see that Ash and Pikachu are travelling. After choosing the path to follow, the pair come across an area that they recognise. Ash looks around his surroundings, and Pikachu looks up at him confused as to what he's wondering about. Ash speaks to himself, asking the question if he and Pikachu have been here before. As the pair continue to walk, it begins to rain again, and the pair hurry under a tree to gain shelter. Under the tree, Ash pulls out the rainbow wing and stares at it. Pikachu's eyes light up as the wing begins to shine, and as the weather begins to clear again, a huge source of light fires out of the rainbow wing, causing a huge rainbow to form. Ash and Pikachu are startled by this, and as the light source begins to dim, Ho-Oh appears before them. The legendary Pokemon begins to circle around them, flapping its elegant wings causing sparkles to flow. Ash notices how Ho-Oh has created a rainbow force field around them, implying that it has created a space for them to battle. Ash then notices that the area Ho-Oh has protected is the same spot as to where him and Pikachu both first saw Ho-Oh on the day that they set out on their adventure, causing Ash to now remember the familiar surroundings. Ho-Oh then approaches Ash and lets out a huge cry, which causes gusts to flow around the air, leading to Ash flying backwards. Pikachu says his trainer's name and worries, but due to the rainbow force field, it safely cushions Ash on his back, allowing him to stand safely away from injuries. Ash jumps with excitement as he grabs his first Pokeball. Ho-Oh watches Ash carefully before choosing his first Pokemon, being Incineroar. The battle begins. Ash tells Incineroar to pay close attention to Ho-Oh, and he is completely unaware of how strong the Pokemon could be. Ho-Oh nods its head forward, granting Ash the first move. Ash commands Incineroar to use Fire Blast, to which lands perfectly on Ho-Oh. However, Ho-Oh is unfazed by this and proceeds to use Flamethrower. Incineroar crosses its arms to block the attack, and Ash then tells Incineroar to use Darkest Lariat. However, Ho-Oh uses its wings to propel itself forward, aiming straight for Incineroar. As the two collide, Incineroar is greatly damaged, and Ho-Oh soars back around into the original battle position. Ash asks Incineroar if he's okay, and tells him to stay strong. Ho-Oh then begins to charge up another Flamethrower, and as this occurs, Ash tells Incineroar to use Revenge. Charging forward with great speed, Incineroar tries to land the attack, however Ho-Oh's Flamethrower drives Incineroar into the ground, causing a smokescreen to appear. Ash screams Incineroar's name, however the Pokemon is no longer able to battle. Ash returns Incineroar to its Pokeball, thanking him for his hard work. Ash looks at Ho-Oh and speaks to himself, saying how Incineroar was hardly able to land any damage on it, and just with a few attacks it was over. He then draws his next Pokeball and summons forward Lucario. Lucario begins to radiate aura, and Ho-Oh watches carefully. Ash then mentions that even though we are at a great disadvantage, he believes the power of aura can help them greatly, and it may be best to attack from a distance. The battle resumes. Lucario starts by using Double Team, and Ho-Oh proceeds by using Ancient Power. As the clones are destroyed, Ash then commands Lucario to use Aura Sphere with the attack hitting Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh flies above the small impact smokescreen and uses Ancient Power again. Ash commands Lucario to climb the rocks and use Bullet Punch to smash the rocks into shards, allowing them to be fired back at Ho-Oh. Dodging these shards, Ho-Oh then uses Flamethrower, however Lucario successfully dodges the attack thanks to Ash's command. Ho-Oh then uses Sky Attack, and as it accelerates towards Lucario, the Aura Pokemon uses Aura Sphere again in an attempt to land a hit. However, Ho-Oh strikes Lucario hard and manages to inflict big damage on the Pokemon, causing it to kneel onto one knee. Ash asks Lucario if he's okay, to which Lucario smiles at Ash. Ash then brings forward his Mega Glove and says to Lucario to get ready. This then leads to him Mega Evolving the Pokemon. Lucario begins to emit aura with Ash closing his eyes, staying in sync with his Pokemon. Ho-Oh watches carefully flapping its wings, keeping direct eye contact on Lucario. It then suddenly screams, and Ash uses his eyes and commands Lucario to use Aura Sphere. A larger Aura Sphere compared to before is created and fired towards Ho-Oh. It lands successfully on Ho-Oh's right wing, causing it to stay back. Ho-Oh then uses Flamethrower, to which Lucario charges forward and dodges. Ash then commands Lucario to use Bullet Punch once again, landing successful hits on the Pokemon. Ash praises Lucario, and whilst Lucario looks back, Ho-Oh flies directly above it in line of the rainbow and sun. Lucario looks up and sees how huge the Pokemon is, paralysed in fear. Ho-Oh then proceeds to use another Flamethrower from above, driving Lucario straight down into the ground, causing a huge impact and smash. It is then unable to battle. Ash begins to sweat, seeing as how even Mega Evolution cannot be the result of defeating legendary Pokemon in battle. He then returns Lucario and thanks it for his efforts. Ash reaches for his next Pokeball and says, "You're up." His next Pokemon is Greninja. Ash tells Greninja that Ho-Oh is not a Pokemon to take lightly. The two then become in sync and activate the bond phenomenon, revealing Ash Greninja into the field. Ho-Oh then lands itself onto the ground and begins to radiate an aura. It then starts to speak to Ash via telepathy, saying his name. Ash then freezes and responds saying, "You know my name." Ho-Oh responds saying that he has always known Ash from the beginning of his adventure. He said that even after encountering him, he has always seen how Ash has battled, cared for people and Pokemon, hence why he gifted him the Rainbow Wing. Ho-Oh then says that he is honoured to battle Ash and mentions how pure-hearted he is. Ash tips his hat forward and says to Ho-Oh, "I'm going to win this battle." Ho-Oh responds by saying the following words, "Show me how, Pokemon Master." As Ho-Oh completes its words, the Rainbow Force Field begins to shine and a huge gust of sparkles are shown. The battle then continues. Okay, that's enough for now. Yeah, there's their cliffhanger. But don't worry, I promise I'll be finishing this fanfiction soon, so you can all watch it in its glory. Man, that was exciting to write. Just imagine if Ash ever did meet Ho-Oh and battle it. It definitely would have made for a very exciting episode. But until then, I'll finish the Ash vs Red fanfiction first, so stay tuned for that. It's a shame we'll never get to see Ash battle Ho in the Pokemon anime, but thankfully we've got all our own imaginations that can make dreams become a reality. But wanna let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys would like to interact with me, then be sure to follow me on Twitter and join the ThePokéRaf Discord server to discuss all things Pokemon. You can find the rest of my social networks on the screen and in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave your like, as your support is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. Finally, make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with my videos, and click on the little bell to enable notifications so you guys get notified when I upload a new video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to stick around for more Pokemon content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.